On Answers for Living, we're looking at Joseph of Arimathea. Let me give you 3 more additional findings about Joseph. In John it writes, "Now Joseph was a disciple of Jesus, but secretly, because he feared the Jewish leaders. With Pilate's permission, he came and took the body away. He was accompanied by Nicodemus, the man who earlier had visited Jesus at night. Nicodemus brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 75 pounds. So what did we learn? Well, we learned that Joseph was a secret disciple. We already knew he was a disciple, but he was a secret one because he was afraid of the Jewish leaders. He also was accompanied by Nicodemus. That's the man in John chapter 3. "You must be born again, Pharisee." And he was also one who brought the 75 pounds of spices for Jesus' body, worth tens of thousands of dollars. Why was Joseph of Arimathea so important? Let's look at the theological importance. Let's look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 to 4. It says, "Now, brothers and sisters, I want to remind you of the gospel that I preached to you, which was received, on which you have taken your stand. By this gospel you were saved. For what I received I passed on to you as first importance, that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, that he was buried, that he was raised on the 3rd day according to the Scriptures." So we have 3 basic issues tied into the gospel. He died for our sins, he was buried, and he was raised. We sometimes forget that his burial was important. Why was his burial important? Well, criminals who were crucified were not buried. Their bodies were taken down by the Romans, then thrown into the garbage dump. And they would decay or they'd be eaten by wild dogs and other animals. Without Joseph of Arimathea, there would have been no burial. Isaiah 53 verse 9, though, says, "He, the Messiah, was assigned a grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death." Now, according to Roman law, after Jesus was crucified, he was to be discarded in the garbage dump. But even though by law he was going to the dump, 700 years before he died, the prophet Isaiah said he would be buried with the rich. Why with the rich? You know, the moment Jesus died, his work was done. He was exalted immediately. I want you to see and understand something. Jesus was born in a humble environment. He lived in humble conditions. As he grew, he lived a righteous life. He lived holy. Yet he lived as humans with our limitations. He got tired. He felt pain. He got hungry. He was limited in every way as us. Yet he was tempted in every way as us. Yet he never sinned. He went to the cross and he was crucified. All our sins were transferred to him as he hung on the cross, and he became sin for us. And the wages of sin is death, so he died. And he died in our place. And the moment he died, the work he was sent to do on earth was finished. The moment he died, he was exalted. There would be no garbage dump for Jesus. There would be no shallow grave for Jesus. He was going to be buried with the rich.